Good morning. Anybody out there? Sharon, number one as usual. Good morning. Good morning. Um, I'll wash my hands while people are starting to join. Good morning, everybody. The day has come. It is tamale day. Time to do the masa and start building tamales. And there will be tamales for dinner tonight. So, are we ready? So we have to do the messy part, which is I have 30 pounds of masa to make. I make them 10 pounds at a time, okay? Because it's just, it's hard. It's too hard to do that without a big mixer. This is my mixer. So I've washed my hands and uh, I've shown you guys before. But this is what I use, okay? This is the masa I use. 10-pound bag. I buy 3 of these. 1 per roast. Okay? And this is, it says it's prepared, ready to go, but it's not, okay? You need to add flavor. Otherwise, your tamales are going to be dry and just no flavor, okay? So I take those out of the fridge and let them sit a couple hours this morning because I'm going to use my hands to mix the dough and it's freezing. You're also going to need a pound of lard per 10 pounds. 1 pound of lard per 10 pounds of masa. Salt. Some chicken broth. But I also have all the beef stock. I mean the pork stock I saved from the meat. And see that nice layer of lard on top? I'm going to use that. That's all flavor. That's all flavor. So I'm going to cut that right off the top. Okay. And I will use that. I want to smell it. You want to make sure it didn't get sour on you because that'll ruin your tamales, okay? The broth has to smell flavorful, not sour. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so I'm gonna put you down now so you can see what I'm doing in my pan. Hopefully that doesn't fall because my hands are about to get messy. So what I'm gonna do, put all this masa, 10 pounds, okay? You need to smell your masa. Remember, everything can go bad. This has been in my fridge, so it smells fine. Okay, so this is nice and soft. Nice corn. It should be a strong corn smell. It should not smell sour. Well, a little bit sour, because well, if you've worked with corn before, you know how that corn smell gets. Okay, but it looks fresh. It's good. It's good. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little hole here in the middle. Okay. Yeah, it kind of does feel like the kinetic sand, but stickier, of course. It is stickier. I'm going to try to keep this hand clean and only use this hand to mix. And it's almost impossible to use a wooden, it's not going to be thin enough to use a wooden spoon. You have to use your hand, or you have to have a big mixer, a big mixer. This is 10 pounds. Most little Cuisinarts or whatever aren't going to be able to handle how thick this is. Okay? Because this is thick, very thick. So you want to be careful with your equipment. It's not like a cake batter. It's not a cookie consistency. It's thicker. It's very much thicker. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start. I'm going to put the lard. I've already cut it into 4 chunks. So we're going to do half of that pound, okay? Start out with that. Then we're going to grab one of those lards from our pork, okay? Put that back in as well. That's just a little bit from the top. And I'm gonna put 2 cups of our broth, of our pork broth. And I also have some chicken broth here, okay? I'm gonna start working it in. And this is a long process. Don't worry, it's gonna take as long as it's gonna take. But I will do this 3 times before I'm done. Oh, my hand's already frozen. Already. This has to be the very light and fluffy by the time you're done, with it. Okay? Light and fluffy by the time you're done. And I'm squeezing as I'm doing that, but I gotta let my hand, whoo, it's freezing. I probably should have gotten up at 6 in the morning to take this out of the refrigerator, but it didn't come out until, let's see, when did I go on with JoJo? I went on at 8, so it probably came out around 7:30. Yeah. Now I'm going to add some chicken broth. Another cup. And I'm going to take one more of those lards. And we're going to work that one in. And I'm just moving the bowl around. Oh, my hand got frozen. There we go. Mixing, mixing. Whew. And take some more broth. That second half, the last part of the lard, okay, that makes a whole pound in there now. I'm going to add a little bit more salt all the way around. Oops. There goes a big chunk. Start slow. I don't want to make a mess. Okay. You need to get all the way down at the bottom. Oh. You want all these little chunks out. All these little chunks of lard out. You're enjoying this. Is this ASMR? Another big chunk right there. Ooh, cold. It's cold. I'm gonna add some more broth. It's still not ready. It's still not ready. It's still too thick. I try to imagine every year what I want it to look like when I spread it. And this is still very thick. That's another pork broth. If I'm not careful and don't mix the bottom, I'm going to have the top at the right consistency and the bottom not. It's going to be thicker on the bottom. It is almost there. Now, my mom used to get a little piece of this and drop it into some water, and if it floated, it meant that it was light enough. It was ready. It was ready to go. Get a cup. You might want to taste the masa too to make sure you have enough salt. I just did, just from my hand, and it does. It has completely enough. Okay, let's see if we can drop a little bubble. Drop a little one. It sunk. It did sink. There's a big chunk right here of lard. I can feel it. Right here too. This is pretty close. This is pretty close. Now at this stage, a lot of people add a little bit of red chili in here. uh, to not only color the masa, but give it a little bit more flavor. I don't do that, but some people do that. And I'm just feeling for any chunks right now, lard chunks. Making sure they're smashed out. It's just about ready. Almost. I'll do one more round. Oh, there was a big chunk. Just went by my hand right here. Another one. I found a little pocket. That's why you want to keep doing this until you find all those little. See that right there? It's a big chunk right there of lard. Yeah, many of my mom's recipes I picked up just from watching her make, you know, watching her make food for me. Oh, that was a big chunk. That was a good catch right there. Now, it's okay if you've accidentally left the chunk in there, because when you get to it, when you go to put it on your husk, you know, you can smooth it out then. Okay. I think we're ready. Okay. This water technique never works for me, though. Oh, it was a little bit lighter. Okay, I'm going to rinse my hands out. My hands are baby smooth now with the lard. Okay, so we make a mess every year. That's just what happens when you're working with lard and all this. But we'll give it a good, this can be for the next round. I am going to put this whole thing on the table. This I want to keep cold. Oh, it smells good now. After I got off with you guys, it didn't seem hot enough. I did add some more chili to it. Hot chili. So I don't know what it tastes like now. See, I'm gonna do a third, and a third. Okay, because I've got 3 to do. So that's how I'm going to determine if I have enough chili for all 3 batches. A third of the chili, okay? Like that. So this will be the first round here. This one right here. Whoa! I hit it. My fault. This is first round. This goes on the table. This goes back in the refrigerator. Oh, husks. Okay, there's the husks. The husks I cleaned. I have them in my cooler because this is square. I have a square, one big square sink, you know. So this fits perfect in there. This is my metate. It's in here to keep, it's super heavy, to hold this down in hot water. They're cleaned because these are husks. They're going to get bugs, okay? They have bugs in them if you don't clean them. So all these are clean and they're sitting here in the water. So what I'm going to do is take these out. I'm going to pull some from the bottom that have been soaking. These ones are really pretty too. We're gonna make really nice big size tamales. Okay. All right, and then these are gonna stay soaking. I'm gonna put this back on to hold them down into the water. Okay. And now this, they're in a strainer, which is another bowl. And here's the setup. My daughter is going to be helping me today. So you got your setup all ready to go. This actually should be on that side, so I'm going to rearrange that. No, put that in the middle. And we'll put this over here. Okay. There we go. So it'll go husk, masa, chili. We each have our own spoon, our own knife. She has hers, wet washcloth. And, okay. Hey Spotify, hey Google, pull up Spotify.
Here are some recommendations for you.
I've got my cutting board. I can either do it on my cutting board, or sometimes because the husks are so wet, I'll lay down a clean towel and do it off the towel. I'm gonna pull you guys up here so that I can see the comments. Hey Google, turn it down one notch. All right, I think we're ready to go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready, Freddie? Okay. See, there's still more. You don't want that in your tamales. The corn silk, you don't want that in your tamales. So you want to make sure that's not on there. This one is. Oh, I didn't get a good rag because they're sticking. Forget that. I don't like that. Okay, let's start. I think one big spoon. The first tamale of 2022. Still not that silky. Then kind of squeeze it just a little bit, and ooh, yours are gonna be jumbo tamales. Damn, you're only gonna need one of those babies. Okay. Your side over there, I gave you one. That's okay. We'll get done faster if we make big tamales. But we'll probably only come out to about 12 dozen maybe. Dang, that's a lot of meat on there. The professional tamale makers, they use a big old painter spatula thing and they just do it fast. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that. Oops, I almost deleted somebody. kind of pinch the bottoms so that they won't come apart. And smash down the lard. If you get any little chunks of lard, just smash those down. That's a tiny one. Look. The size comparison. Beep. All depends on the size of your husk. How big they're gonna come out. I don't know if I want to do that way. Ah, Papa Craig. Pins and needles and burning pain in the feet. Ouch. Yeah, my daughter, my youngest, likes to learn about cooking. More so lately than previously. I missed Lee's show again this morning. I was running around looking for wrapping paper. Whoever was watching me earlier with JoJo, my husband had me run to go get some free wrapping paper from somewhere. My husband likes to troll the Facebook marketplace. So I guess somebody was giving it away nearby. Yeah, it was. It's like 3 rolls. 2 were almost empty, and 1 brand new one. I don't know if it was worth the gas to go over there to get it. But he was happy that I went and got him. So. Ooh, 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 ooh. That was on my hand. It wasn't on my And I tried to put a dozen per row. Just, I just start stacking them up. That way, when we're counting how many we've done, we just want how many dozen or whatever. Just easier. Sometimes you can't. These are pretty big, so we might not be able to do that. You have to use corn, Cindy. Corn masa. This is just plain corn masa. It won't come out right if you use flour. Those will end up like burritos if you use flour. Oh. What are you listening to? Oh. I don't know. My daughter, my youngest, is already in a path for business. She wants to do business. Although she does like to cook and stuff. You want to be a chef?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Baker.
Maybe. She more along lines of baking, a baker. But she is, her career path right now in high school is business. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know, I can only fit 11 in a row. Maseca. If you can find the brand Maseca, 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 that's the best to use for corn tamales. Whoa, look at that one. That is like ginormous. That's going to be a big, I don't know. Maybe I cut it. No. Nope. Leave it big. Leave it be. We'll just make one big papa. Ah, can't even spread it out. It's so big. There's a chunk. Are gray good for freezing like this too? Are gray? Who are you talking to? Nikki, that is wonderful. I did a business course in high school. Excellent start. Business boring. Somebody says business is boring. It is until you own your own business. But business does open many doors. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Brandy. Are gray good for freezing? Oh, are they? Yes. It's not gray. She meant they. Yes, that's why I can make so many. Is that I'm only going to cook a pot in a small pot today. The rest are gonna go in freezer bags raw, okay? And then when I want them, I will bring them out and cook them fresh. Now I can sit here all night and cook all these, but see, I have to let them cook. Once they're cooked, I have to let them cool before I put them in the freezer bags to put them in the freezer. You can't put hot foods like that directly into the freezer. You can't do that. So what I've learned to do is I will cook a big batch in that big pot you all saw I have, and another one, a little one that can hold like 3 dozen in the little one. I will just cook those today. Everything else that I make is going to be frozen. They're perfect. And now that I've learned, because I used to sit here all night long cooking and bagging tamales, I've learned not to do that to myself. So they freeze perfect. And when you cook them, when they're not cooked, you can even cook them and freeze them, right? And then you only need to steam them for about 20 minutes, which is ideal. I mean, that's great because then you have fresh tamales fast. But when you freeze them raw and then cook them, they're like fresh. I mean, they completely taste like you just did them. Typical Christmas dinner is ham, mashed potatoes, corn. Tamales and pozole. That's the typical. But I don't know. We had pozole. When did we have pozole? A couple months ago. You want pozole again? That means I have to find another pork roast. I used everything I have. Okay, dang it. Ooh, I don't like those ones. The tamales is just a thing I grew up with. My husband didn't grow up. He's Puerto Rican. He didn't grow up with tamales. He grew up with pasteles, which they look like tamales, but they're not made out of corn masa. They're made out of plantain. Ew. Was not one of my favorite things to eat while I was there. I'm gonna end up dropping chili in my chai tea. I have chili chai tea. You can tell the difference in the two different brands of husks I bought. These ones are like more wrinkly. You need to put a lot of masa when you have wrinkly husks. So we have been going for, we're only going to go for another 10 minutes because this is the same thing that's going to be going on all day until we finish all 3 batches. And I appreciate you guys watching me do this again. For sure. Good show this morning with JoJo, for sure. That too. He's hilarious. Ah, this one's making a mess. This one is making a mess because it ripped. Can you see where it ripped right there? I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. Fix it by putting a lot of masa right there. Because we want to put our jams on. We want to put some more different music on. This music is too making me fall asleep. No. These get steamed, Mr. Lee. You don't deep fry these babies. They go into a big pot with water in the bottom and they get steamed for 2.5 hours. Big pot. I'll take pictures of the process and I'll post those for everybody to see. But you steam them. You steam them till they're cooked. And that's always tricky. Sometimes it takes 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Sometimes it takes 3.5 hours. Depends how I arrange them in the pot. Every time is a little bit different. So if I compact them too much, it takes longer. But sometimes I'm trying to fit in a full, in like a full dozen at a time. So I will tend to overstuff my pot a little bit. So when I do that, it takes longer. And at the 2.5 hour mark, 3 hour mark is when I start testing them. I'll take one out, let it cool, and then see what the consistency is. You serve it with beans and rice. You can make a red chili sauce on the side. Like some of the red chili I had left over, I will cook that up with a roux and make it a thick gravy chili. to put on top of the tamales, or my kids just like to eat them with ketchup. Yeah, but people think we're weird because we eat our tamales with ketchup. That's just how we were raised. When we were see, my mom's tamales were extremely hot. They were extremely hot. So she would put ketchup on them to cool down the chili, you know? And it just kind of stuck with me, and my kids got used to seeing me do that, so they did it. And or my mom would make some tamales with just the masa, no chili in them at all when I was little. I ripped that one. So that's why I don't like to, I won't cook them all in one shot anymore like I used to, because that's a long time to be in the kitchen and cooking and stuff. You're talking 3 hours to cook, an hour to cool, taking them out. If you take them out too fast, they'll fall apart on you. So you have to let them a little bit cool. And I only have the one big pot right now that works. That other big pot I used for the chili has a micro hole on the bottom where liquids come out, can come out. So I only use that big pot for mixing. I don't use it for cooking. So I only have one big pot right now. And then a medium size. That can hold like 3 dozen, I think I put in it. Ooh, this one's gushy. Okay, there we go. Is that in an hour yet? 5 more minutes. Ooh, I put way too much on this one. I'm gonna heat me up some red chili right now and make me an egg. Yeah, see, these ones suck. I got the yucky ones that I didn't want to use. I think I'm going to change those out for the bigger ones. Whatever, you can keep going. I am going to, say goodbye to everybody. Sit right here. Bring it down. I have pork loins for dinner marinating, very tender. Gonna eat with feta cheese salad. That sounds great. That sounds great, Mr. Lee. You need to start deciding on a picture you want for your wood burn, Mr. Lee. And then you can send that to me through email, okay? Something about that big. Or a design, just a design idea so that I can do that. If you want your name on it, if you want to say something, all that info, okay? So I can work on it over Christmas. Okay, you guys, I'm going to end this so I can get busy with this, jiggy with this chili. So, see you guys later.